I was actually in an Italian Vogue when I was like 2 months old. My mom, Patrick Demaché, shot it, and apparently I peed on her and was like crying the whole time. So that's the shot. Then we did like Gap campaigns together, and then I started modeling on my own, and it's kind of just been in the family. It's just been something just came natural, I guess.
Did you enjoy it? Was it fun?
I did, but I kind of was always that girl that kind of just rather play basketball and beat up the boys than, put on a dress and be pretty, I guess. Put on some J's rather than some heels, for sure. It was October 3rd of 2012. It was one of my best friend's birthdays that night, and I just didn't know if I could make it. And I was on my period, and it's really heavy, and so I have to buy Super Plus because my flow is insane. That morning, I went downstairs, got a new box of Kotex. It's my go-to. I replaced it that morning. Was texting with my friends, like, I don't know if I can go out tonight or whatever. Changed it again in the afternoon. Then once I figured out that I could actually man up and just kind of show face, took a shower, put a new one in. I drove to the birthday, and I just started feeling really, really bad. And all of my friends were like, dude, you look horrible. And I'm like, okay, like, whatever, And I just tried to play cool. And then they're like, oh, we're going to go out afterwards. And I'm like, dude, I need to go to my bed. Like, I'm feeling horrible. I drive myself back to my place. I get inside. I'm so hot. I'm like burning. And all I want to do is literally just take off all my clothes. So I take off all my clothes and I jump in bed. The next thing I remember is my blind Cocker Spaniel jumping on my chest and just barking like ferociously. And she's like a sweet dog, so there's no reason for that. And then I heard like really aggressive knocking at the door, and I kept hearing police, police. And I was really confused. It was one officer, and he's like, can I come in? And I'm like, yeah, but like I'm holding myself, and I'm just like, okay, like what are you doing, And he's looking around my apartment, and there's like pee and poo everywhere because I haven't been able to take my dog out. I have no idea what time it is. I don't know what's going on. And he looks at me and he's like, you need to call your mom. And I'm like, okay. He's like, you're really sick. And I called my mom, and she said, are you okay? And I'm like, I just need to sleep, because all I wanted to do was literally just sleep. And she's like, okay, well, do you need an ambulance? And at that point, the cop had just been there, so I didn't think anything was wrong, and I couldn't make that decision for myself. So I was like, I'll just see you in the morning, whatever, and I clicked. Well, from what I'm told, my mom sent another welfare check, sent my friends, and the police get there, and it takes them like 30 minutes to get in my apartment. And they find me face down on my bedroom floor, and I'm like literally 10 minutes from death. And I guess they rushed me to St. John's. I had a heart attack. I had 107 fever. All my organs were failing. They just had no idea what was happening to me. They didn't get why this young 24-year-old girl in great shape, is plummeting, and there's no real reason for it. And thank God there was an infectious disease doctor there at St. John's, and I guess he asked if I had a tampon in, and once they found the tampon, they sent it to the lab, and it came back as TSS1, which is toxic shock syndrome. They really didn't think I was going to make it. They told my mom and my stepdad to get a casket ready and to prepare my funeral. There was no way this girl was going to make it, and they've done everything physically possible, and now it's literally up to God. They put me in a coma. I woke up I think it was a week and a half later. I was 200 pounds because the toxins were obviously devouring my whole body. I just remember looking down, and I couldn't see my vagina. I couldn't see anything, and I'm kind of tiny, so that's weird. I couldn't talk because I had all the tubes, and I remember my mom being there and the nurse, and I just was so confused, what happened? And there's machines everywhere, and they're all going off, and I was just really, really out of it, no clue. I was at St. John's, and I was in the ICU, and I was by myself. My mom and my godfather had gone somewhere, so I was never really by myself. I had an amazing support system. People were always there giving me love, and I didn't really want to be alone, obviously. I was scared. And because I was so heavy, the nurse every day would make me get to the end of the bed to get the blood, flowing. But my feet were just so on fire. So she was like, you should move into the next chair just so we can get you sitting up. So I was like, fine, whatever. So she sat me there, and there's a curtain, and then there's the nurse's station. And I just heard this woman, and she was on the phone with UCLA, and she said, I'm here at St. John's right now, and I have a 24-year-old girl who's going to need a right leg below the knee amputation. And I just remember laying there being like, is this a joke? Like, this is not real. Like, she's not talking about me, you know? Like, I can't, my legs are my life. Like, there's no way. So I just, like, freaked out and, like, you know, called my mom. I, like, called my godfather. I was like, this is a joke, you know? And, sorry.
You're okay.
I couldn't imagine not having legs, but my feet were just so on fire, like, and nothing would work, you know? And it was just unreal that, you know, I'm laying in this bed and the next day I'm doomed, you know? I can't run away. I can't, you know, say I'm sick. There's no getting out of it. And that was just really heartbreaking, and just to be wheeled away and knowing that you're coming out a completely different person and you can never get that back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my leg is still shrinking. It's gonna smell, sorry.
It's okay.
It's like sweats, obviously, but
Yeah.
see, there's so many layers that I have to have. So it's not just one sock. It's like 1, 2, you know, it's like 20 little socks in here to cover up my little legs, kind of make up for the width that I'm missing. So yeah, so like literally.
So you sleep bare, like
I just
clearly
sleep
you have your
without
leg out.
my leg. That's
Okay.
my little leg. So, and then there's however many this is, which is gonna take me forever to do. I mean, this is literally what I have to do just to go to the bathroom. So like if I'm laying in bed and I have to pee really bad, I can't just get up. I have to like, okay, 1. You know what I mean? Like it's literally like it's time consuming.
Because you can't sleep with that stuff on. Because it's.
Well, it's just you're not really, you know, supposed to. Like you have to let it air out because it sweats so much. So I can't just put on my socket and go. It's like.
Oh my god.
You know, like I think about it, like what if an emergency happened? You know, I mean,
Yeah,
I have
like
my
if
girlfriend, like
what
she would be
happened
able
when there was
to.
earthquakes and stuff.
For me, I've started to carry her, and I like have learned to like feel her weight and know how much she weighs and kind of exercise that whole thing. So if anything was to happen, I can carry her out.
Yeah.
Because I was in a wheelchair for 8 months, I didn't, you know, move around very much, and I wasn't active. So as soon as I could bear weight and I was more active and starting to like walk and whatever, it was so much energy, you know what I mean? And like I would just start shrinking because it takes like 150% more energy for me to walk than a normal person. So like it's jogging for me basically. And then I have to put this on, kind of gives me that little padding at the bottom. Then you get hand sanitizer. And I have to put it around this little ring here.
Why is that?
Because this is a suction socket. So as soon as I put my little leg in there, you hear all the air release.
Yeah.
So that's how I know it's locked in and secure. I didn't want to be around anyone. I didn't want anyone to know where I was. I didn't want anyone to know what really happened. And I lied. I lied to a lot of people because I just was so ashamed and I was so scared of being rejected because I lived my whole life as this other person, and rejection wasn't something that I was accustomed to be honest, you know? And here I am, physically, something is gone and missing, and there's nothing that I can do to bring that back. I can't change. I can't, you know, buy something that's gonna make my leg grow back. I can't run if I wanted to right now, you know? I still have an open wound in my foot. Like I have a pressure wound from just walking because I don't have the fat pads that, you know, normal people have. And so that's, you know, that sucks. So I just feel really restricted and you know, I'm 27, but I feel like I'm 80 in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? And so it's very frustrating. I really wanted to kill myself. I saw no way out. I didn't see the light. I didn't see how the situation was ever gonna progress into something awesome. My brother at the time was 14, and he would come home from school. And, you know, I couldn't do that to him. I couldn't let him come home and find me and knowing that I had given up. That was just a selfish thing for me. And I just couldn't do that to him, for him to live the rest of his life and to know that his sister gave up. And I thought that wouldn't it be awesome if I could turn this into something great and show him that no matter what happens in life, how bad shit gets, you know, you gotta pull yourself out. You know, not think of the past and not think of all that stuff and think about what I can do and what I can't do and eventually what I can do. And, you know, all that stuff really kind of got me over that. that hump of wanting to end my life, you know, my story going public and the love and support and all of the people that we've reached, I think that's what's made it all awesome and worth it, you know?
For me coming in, like her mom did the heavy stuff and then I came in not knowing a lot, so I was there almost like God sent to kind of just like, okay, you gotta get up now. Like enough darkness, let's go.
The struggle's real. When Jen and I, my girlfriend, when we got together, you know, she was always having the camera out and trying to take pictures of me, and I was just like, no, because I didn't see myself in that way. I didn't see the person that she saw. That person no longer existed to me. But she was so relentless and like continuously just like trying to show me myself, my new me, and the beauty that I still have and do have, you know? And once she captured me in that light and that essence, and I saw how powerful I looked, I was like, wow, like, you know, and then the love and support, and then other amputees writing and saying like, you know, I'm a woman, I've never worn shorts, and you've given me a new look on my life, and now I feel like I'm more free, and like, that's dope, you know, like that to me is like, okay, I'm doing something good, like we're doing something awesome. Then we found a congresswoman named Carolyn Maloney, and she's in New York, and she's trying to pass a bill called the Robin Danielson Act, trying to team up with her and going in front of Congress and being able to show that this has gone on for far too long. And, you know, I think as women, we have a right to know what's going in these products and, you know, the long-term effects and what have you. I think more research needs to be done. I feel like I'm a whole different person. I have a whole different outlook on life. And I think because of this whole situation and what shit it was, I had so many dark moments, and I just seen like so much real shit, you know? And it's like things that some of those people would never get out of that hospital. And that was their reality. Like, I was lucky that I got to leave, you know? And I'm not in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. Like, thank God, you know? But for those people who are, fucking, they're my heroes. Like, I know what that struggle's like, and it's not fun, you know? So just little things like that, like just knowing that people like have that on a daily and it won't change. And then I get to move forward and get my life back, but like I still feel for those people. My eyes are completely open and my heart is completely open, because no matter who you are, what you've been through or what you go through, like I can relate to you in some sort of way, you know? I don't know, it's been really just a crazy ride.